Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing on this February the 3rd, 2025 daily cryptocurrency XRP blockchain video that you've come to expect, love, need, and deserve from the number one cryptocurrency influencer and insider, most importantly, on YouTube. And just as the markets have been a little ferocious the last 48 hours, our longtime program director, Tiny right there. He's been meowing a lot in our recent daily videos, and he asks you to like the channel, subscribe, and share to get your information and education you need free, easy, super simple and easy to understand to stay out ahead of the big corrections and flushes that take place in this market, just as none of you following my videos for the past 3 to 5 weeks should have been surprised by any of that flush that took place last night because we have been out ahead of it with the unpopular opinion as being short-term bearish on some of these coins with topping out patterns that were forming. And if you want to help support the channel, it's super simple and easy to do. Is you just go to my page right here, and this helps keep this channel flowing for free, like it has been, has always will be, and will continue to be for free. But the more people we can get on here, the more interactions and activity we have and sharing ideas, the better we can all stay informed. And you can become a member of Yes, Jabroni Killers there by clicking that link right there, as several of you have done now in an accelerating fashion to support the channel. And you wouldn't have missed any of these updates, and you would have been out ahead of that recent fall where we were one of the very few the last 2 or 3 weeks that have been telling you some lower targets were possible, and it's the best value on YouTube. And I implore, beg, and dare you to show me a better value to support a channel for $3.99 a month with the education and information you get, right? And then you can scroll down farther, and I have a Robinhood link there and a Coinbase link there if you want to use the trading sites that old Vincenzo uses. And let's see some of the most recent members that we've had here on Jabroni Killers are Terry Grant, welcome aboard. He just joined yesterday. The Gate Man joined a few days ago. Mr. Zero D, XRP Ripper Z, Peter Dubai, and a longtime original supporters of the channel, John Samson, Mr. Sampson, and XRP Future Millionaire. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we ask you to continue to comment. And if you comment with the Jabroni Killer membership, you would get my utmost attention, the quickest responses, the first responses, and I will comment and talk about anything that you talk about on here. I will do that also for non-members, but I can't guarantee that I'll get to you, and it might take a few days versus my members, my Jabroni Killer family here. You get it quick. And precise and with great detail. And Terry Grant, 8126, welcome aboard. Thank you for saying good job. We had a bunch of people saying they were prepared for this recent fall. And that's a very, very key thing for me is I want you people to be informed. And we have Peter Dubai, 4941. Great update. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks also, looking at AMP 0.006 and algo 27-cent bottoms of entry, or you think it could go lower? No, those are areas we've been targeting for a while. And at the very least, they're great accumulation zones. Even if it did go farther, and we'll look into those two charts, even if it did dip a little bit farther, those are great, great accumulation zones, right? And that seems to be all from the Jabroni Killer members. We're going to look at that for you, my good man. And then we had some, you've been talking about the possibility for weeks. I felt like I was informed and prepared for last night's drop. Thank you. And that's what we are here to do. Uh, Terry on Wild, uh, quit lying. The shit's not going down. Well, the shit hit our targets that we were talking about there, my good man. Vincenzo, show producer. Yep, he heard about the old, he heard the program director meowing the other night. So we're happy to keep you prepared, and that's the whole point of that. This was kind of a long intro, but now if we look at, we'll start off with the XRP price. Oops. And you can see we don't want to buy that. So the XRP price did almost fulfill that head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. Now the question is, do I think that fulfilled the technical move there? Because this topping out pattern that we're looking at is right there. You see that? And look how close. And we were waiting for a neckline hit and a 100-day moving average to hit because we told you they were going to. And it did flush straight through the $2.13. It hit the neckline and it had the wick off right at the neckline, right? Because here's your neckline right there. Change the color there. There's your neckline. If I had it drawn straight in your head and shoulders topping reversal pattern, and your targeted move would be from the top of the head to the breakout. And you can see the targeted move was actually down there to about $1.29. And we've had a phenomenal wick back to the upside, which is to be expected. Just like we thought if we touched the neckline or the 200-day, there could be a ferocious buyback. But look at something now that's happening. If this is just the head finally forming there, we'll trade around here a couple of days, come up, and then come back, roll over, and touch that neckline. So even though it got close to a technical target, I still believe this head and shoulders topping, short-term topping out reversal pattern is still in full play and has not fulfilled the technical target. And look at the massive sell-off that you had right there. Massive, massive sell-off. The buyback is to be expected, and we even talked about that if it got close to that neckline. And that's really where it did bounce off of, was the neckline at 250 or about 213 to 207, which was the 100-day moving average. We expected a buyback because we would have to form the right shoulder. And I think that's what we're forming now. So it's some jagged up and down action the next several days. You could see it come back down. Uh, 10 or 15% and then come back up. But I believe now we've formed the head and now we're working on the right shoulder over the next week to 10 days. And then I think we'll have to see if that potential targeted fulfilling move takes place, because this was just a quick wick down and forming the head. And I still think we're going to form the right shoulder here over the next few days, 6 to 10 days probably. Because if we look out here, how long it took to form the right shoulder from our pump on December 2nd. We completed it by December 29th. So it took about 28 days, about 3 weeks. Then we started working on the head on about the January the 1st, and we completed the HUD on February, so it took about 31 days. So this could take about 2 to 3 weeks to form the right shoulder all the way out here towards the end of February. So I think what I'm going to be watching out for now is this right shoulder to be traded on, and it's going to have volatile moves. Just like you pump down, you could come back down there like this, and I think you're going to be forming that right shoulder until you come back to the neckline, and then we got to see if you have that breakout and a fulfillment of this short to medium term bearish action and finish out this head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. And I do feel comfortable that we've made a very good call to keep you educated and informed. And that's the most important thing here on this channel. And that looks to be exactly what happened. None of you should have been surprised if you've been listening and following, which we've had about 15,000 viewers over the last few weeks. So we've had a lot of viewers, a big boost to the channel. So a lot of you have gotten in just in time to understand that this wasn't going straight to $5, $8, $10. Even though our titles look all fancy, we're just trying to get some audiences to even give our videos a chance. And they like to have the extreme one way or the other headlines. But if you watch the videos, you've been well informed on the possibility of what's going on. Even when I have multiple patterns that they could be in when that presents itself, I tell you what I'm hedging towards and what the odds are telling me. And we've been talking about the head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern. Now I would look to see uh in the daily time frame, we're just over the 50-day moving average at 261, and we're starting to exhaust ourselves. I wouldn't be surprised to come back down and retest the neckline now that is sitting at between 231 or 213. I wouldn't be surprised to come retest the neckline there and then have another buyback. So that's what I'm watching out for. And then an ultimate major upper resistance now is our last flush point up there at about $3.03. The same thing with XLM. Look at that. We actually did hit our target in XLM. We've been talking about the 200-day moving average in the daily time frame, which is down there at 27 cents because it's been uptrending. And when we were talking about that for the last XLM, it's been a long time, ever since we had the big pump, and then the rollover on itself back here right after 60 cents, all the way through December. We've been warning about short to medium term bearishness, especially when you're below that 43 cents. And we said that the 100-day moving average was going to be hit, and then the 200-day would be hit at some point. I didn't think it would be quite that quick and quite that ferocious, but we said there would be a great swing trading opportunity there and a quick buyback or a pump back. And that's exactly what happened, just like XRP on the wick that nobody would have really got. It's up 44%, all the way back up to about 39, I think about 36 and a half cents right now. But I do believe now we've set a new precipice. And even though we hit that target, an XLM, I think we are still short-term bearish, even though we hit the 200-day moving average because the volume increased with the big sell-off, but I haven't seen the response. I expected the buyback. You guys should have expected the buyback off of that moving average, but is that a long-term buyback starting a new bull market, or is this just all a short-term pump and a response on a reaction to the big dump? And now we got to see when we come up again where we're right near the 100-day moving average, can we get back above that 50-day moving average in the daily and actually hold it up here and try to hold a new base? Or is it going to get something like this in a choppy action and then come all the way back down and try to do a double bottom? And then if it didn't hold that, we would have to start talking about in the next day or two or three, are some of these even lower targets possible? Which the next drop point, if you break the 100-day moving average in the daily time frame, your next spot that you'd be looking for on a continued bearish action would be down here at the 200-day moving average in the weekly time frame. And in the weekly time frame, we'll make this uh we'll make it we'll make it a dark green. That would be the area, even as far down as 16 cents, which would be the start of the last big pump. Remember back here where we had waking up to itself back there in July of 2023. And XLM, we had our first big pump to wake itself up. And then we had a long, drawn out consolidation for the next year and a quarter. That would be a major support level. And that roughly lines up with these three areas with the 100-day, 200-day moving average in the weekly time frame. So that is something that we're watching out for very, uh, very, our almost attention if we can't get back above the 50-day moving average and hold above the 43 cents to turn short to medium term bullish again. But I'm thinking that this was just an initial dump and we're going to have recovery that we talked about, which we're having. And then I think we could even see some more bearish action. And look at what happened with during that big flush. We've been telling you, if we go back into the daily time frame, that Bitcoin dominance, when it rises, even if Bitcoin's crashing like it was the other night, got down to the mid 90s, the altcoins will flush even harder because they're dumping those altcoins in fear and they're dumping it into Bitcoin. And from that 58% support level, that Bitcoin dominance pumped almost 10% in about 48 hours. And the altcoins went down anywhere from 20 to 40% or more in 24 to 48 hours on that big spike. And then if we go in now to the hour time frame, you can see we had a big retracement in Bitcoin dominance. At the same time, we had this wick off top and started to have this 5% correction in the dominance. The altcoin started to pump back up, right? So this is a very key indicator and something that should be super simple and easy, and you should be well versed in because we've been talking about it. Something that can give you hints and tea leaves on what's going to happen. And you can see we hit in the daily time frame, we hit the 100-day moving average at 92,000 and actually wicked all the way back down to 91,159. And that was a pretty big fall in Bitcoin of greater than 13 or $14,000. And I still am targeting in Bitcoin in the short to medium term a hit down here at $82,000. I still think we're going to hit the 100-day moving 200-day moving average in the daily time frame. If we bring this back out to the daily to show you, I still think that that's in play. I still think that we're going to hit that. And I would not be discounting that this is nothing more than just a textbook playbook buyback after a big dump. And I still think we have some more downtime. I still think we have some more stagnation. And I still think we have some more opportunities for very, very good buying opportunities, just as quick as getting XLM again at 25 cents last night, even though it was only a wick down. It gave you a short, brief, great buying opportunity, but I don't think that's going to be the last one. I'm still going to continue to talk the talk that we've been walking and looking at, that we have a short to medium term correction mode in a lot of these coins, and a flash crash isn't suffice enough to keep down where we're at. But obviously, if the market changes and I see signals, we'll start to talk about that too. Peace and love. Look for that altcoin update coming out in about an hour.